Hello YouTube, it is August 16, 2015. I recently purchased this 300 watt microgrid tie inverter, and to be honest, I am really new to this technology. My setup was just from solar to charge controller to battery and then a regular inverter every time you want to use the power from the battery. So let me show you my temporary setup while doing this experiment on how to connect this grid tie inverter best. I have 4 pieces of 100 watt grade solar panels that I bought from Home Depot. I've been thinking of connecting all 4 of them in parallel, and since this is a 12 volt panels, the grid tie inverter is only reporting like really low, like 50 watts at the most, even though you have 400 watt panel coming in, but it will only see 12 volts with 25 amps, and it will keep faulting on me. It will just keep erroring out, so I don't think it can handle the 25 amps. But if you up the voltage, connect the two 12 volt panels in series, that will give you 24 volts at a lower amps, which is still 6 amps, 24 volts, 6 amps. So that's what I did. So the panels on the top are connected in series, and then the panel on the bottom are connected in series. And then the two on the top and the two on the bottom are connected in parallel. So that gives me 24 volts, 12 amps, which is a lower amp that the grid tie inverter will be able to handle. Here's another problem. Even though these are considered 12 volt panels, they have 18 volt open voltage. That means if you put two together, that is 36 volts. And these controllers can only handle 11 to 28 volts, even though on the manual it says it can withstand voltage up to 28 to 35. It won't work. It will just keep faulting. It will just give you the red LED error, and it will not work. Now we have to control the voltage. Some people on YouTube uses capacitors to control the voltage, and that works. I see them use it. But it will also work with batteries, with 12 volt batteries or 24 volt batteries. It will clamp down the over voltage until it gets fully charged. So far, for the past 2 days that I've been playing with this setup, where solar panel goes to the charge controller and then to the battery and then to the grid tie inverter, it's working great. It's giving me 200 watts to the grid, continuous, without problem, without issues. Now here's my observation with this grid tie inverter. The wattage goes side by side with the voltage. So if you put 12 volt voltage on it, it will just give you as much wattage, in my case 50 watts. Even though it is connected to a fully charged battery times 2 in parallel, it still gives me 50 watts, 60 watts, that's it. But the second I made my batteries in 24 volt configuration, it gives me 200 watts, and it depends on the state of charge of your batteries. In my case 24 volts, which is 100%, almost 26 volts, then it gives me up to 250 watts actually. The higher the voltage, the higher the wattage. So that's it. That's my setup. That's my experiment. I hope that this will help other people with their experiments too. And see you next time.